Question 21. The dice is rolled 20 times. It lands on the number 3 7 times. Explain why this does not prove that the dice is biased. You can actually get biased dice from magic shops or joke shops. Magicians sometimes use them. They have a weight in them. It means that one side of the dice is weighted, which makes the other side land up. So it's a way of always landing on a 6, because the opposite side of the 6 is weighted down. So yeah, we're trying to prove why this dice is not necessarily biased, okay? Or explain why we haven't got enough information to prove that dice is biased. So it's actually easy to answer this question if you pretend that it was rolled 18 times. We'll come back to why that is in a minute. So there are 6 numbers on the dice, and each number has the same probability of 1/6 of landing. Probability of landing on a 1 is a 6, probability of landing on a 2 is a 6, 3 is a 6, 4 is a 6, 5 is a 6, and 6 is 1/6, etc. So you would expect, if you roll the dice lots of times, you would expect it to land on each number 1/6 of the total number of rolls of the dice. So for example, if it was being rolled 600 times, you would expect 1/6 of that, 100 times to land on 1, 100 times to land on 2, 100 times for 3, 100 times for 4, 100 times for 5, 100 times for 6. If you roll the dice 600 times, that's what you'd expect. In reality, of course, that's called the expected probability. In reality, it would be slightly different. There's no guarantee that it would land on exactly 100 times on each of the numbers. The number 3 might be 105 times. The number 2 might only be 95 times. So it could change when you actually do the experiment. So this is all about what you would expect to happen compared to what might happen in reality. So if we only roll the dice 18 times, each number should come up 1/6 of that time. So 1/6 of 18 would be 3. So you would expect 3 1s. You'd expect it to land on 2 3 times, land on 3 3 times, land on 4 3 times, land on 5 3 times, land on 6 3 times. But if we roll it 20 times, obviously 2 more numbers are going to come up. So for example, it might be the 19th time, we might land it on a 2, so that would change to 4. And the 20th time, it might land on a 4, so that would change to 4. And your data would look like that. However, we've got the number 3 being landed on 7 times. So 7 times. Now that is, if you're only rolling the dice 20 times, it would be quite unusual to get 7 3s, but it's not impossible. So it's not enough information to prove that it's biased because we haven't rolled the dice enough times. And that basically is the answer to this question. We haven't rolled the dice enough times. So if we were to roll the dice loads more times, let's say 100 times, if the number 3, if it was a biased dice, the number 3 could then come up like 51 times. And then the other 5 numbers would have to add up to 49 to make it out of 100. So let's say 10, 8, 12, 8, and 11. Now that would seem to indicate that 3 would be possibly on a biased dice there, because all the other numbers are roughly the same. 12, 8, 10, 11, there's not too much difference between them, but 3 has got come up 51 times. So that's quite a bit different. So that's beginning to point towards the fact that maybe this dice is biased. So to prove that a dice is biased, you would have to do a lot more rolls of the dice and collect more evidence. That's basically the answer to the question.